No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
I am from the Caribbean, which means I've washed my meat. So I've washed it with the juice of a lemon and cool water, and I pat it dry. What I have here is about 3 pounds of pork with the bone going through. Any cheap piece of pork, and you will notice there's skin there and there's quite a bit of marbling. That is exactly what I want, because as this slowly cooks in the slow cooker, it will, all of that tissue and everything else will break down and keep this pork nice and moist. A jerk flavored pork roast in the slow cooker. So what I have here is 4 tablespoons of spicy jerk marinade. If you head over to CaribbeanPot.com, I'll show you how to make there's a few types of jerk marinade that I have on there. All you're gonna do, and this is a store-bought one, and I know it's spicy because I've used it from time to time rather than just making my own. But if you wanted something milder, you can, and you will see later on I will compensate for the heat in that by using some fruit in there, some brown sugar and some apple juice in the whole braising or slowly roasting it in the slow cooker. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to get messy, I'm going to wear gloves first of all, because remember there's scotch bonnet pepper in there. Wear gloves, and you're going to massage that, or if you wanted to thin it down a bit and put about a tablespoon or 2 of vegetable oil or olive oil in here and then brush it on, you can do that as well. I'm touchy, what can I say? So what I'm going to do now is off camera, I'm going to go and massage that all sides. What I forgot to mention, if you wanted to marinate this overnight, what I would suggest doing, and you see here there's crevices and everything else, I'm going to go in all in there with that marinade as I work it all the way through, and a nice thick coat. But what I was going to say is make some stabs into the meat itself, and this way that marinade, if you're doing it overnight, I won't be doing this overnight simply because I know this is going to roast low and slow, so I don't really need to. But if you wanted to, that's an option. You can paste the marinade all over it, and next morning before you head off to work, and you know, you can do this 2 ways. You can do this on low for about 8 hours, or on high, as I'll be doing, for about 4 to 5 hours. Yeah, so I'm just giving you some options here. So if you're working all day, you want to stick it in there, you can do that as well. So nice and coated, you will see all sides are coated. And what I'm going to do is save the plate here. Any marinade that's on the plate is going to go into the slow cooker as well. Now this step is optional. What I want to do, and it's not about getting color, it's not about sealing the meat or any one of those little catchphrases that you typically hear when people brown meat off or when they've quickly fried. I want to help develop the flavor from the start, because remember, it's going to be like a steaming, boiling sort of process in that slow cooker. So what I want to do is sort of bloom the spices which makes up that jerk marinade by, I'm just going to reach over, and I've got some vegetable oil. I'm going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And again, this step is totally optional. And I'm going to have it on a medium-high heat, and I'm going to place the meat in there just for about 4 or 5 minutes on each side, just to, you know, like I said, in the process, yes, it will seal the meat. In the process, yes, it may take on some color, but the point is, I am doing it more to bloom the flavors of the spices. You know, we have allspice in there, cinnamon, nutmeg, all those lovely flavors. I really want that to shine through. It's nice and warm now, so all I'm going to do is grab that piece of pork. I'm just going to flip it over a couple times, and you can see that sort of color that's already happening there. You just want to, you know, and the entire kitchen is smelling nice and lovely now as well too, because of all those jerk flavors that we mentioned. Quite happy with moving it around on all sides and all that. You can see it did take on a slight color, but the most important thing is I achieved what I wanted to, and that is to sort of develop that flavor. I'm just going to remove it from the pan now. This is going to be tricky because it is heavy. What I want to do Just turn my heat down to low, and I want to deglaze the pot here. But what I want to do first is get rid of most of that grease, yeah? It's going to render out a lot of fat later on as we cook, so I'm not too worried about flavor and stuff from that grease. And to deglaze, I'm going to use some apple juice. And all we're going to do, on low heat, I'm just going to scrape the bottom, sort of shake, just to pick up all of that lovely fond, all of that flavor on the bottom there. And it will loosen up as soon as it warms through. And as it comes up to a boil, notice how it's letting go of the fond on the bottom there, all that lovely flavor. That is what we want to do, is to pick up all of that. And that apple juice is adding a nice little sweetness to it as well. Thanks for allowing me 30 seconds of your time. Uncle Chris here, reminding you, printable recipes are available at CaribbeanPot.com. If you like the recipe that you're seeing right now, or any of my recipes, consider subscribing and sharing the link with your friends. And finally, I have cookbooks available for sale. I have 4 cookbooks and I'm working on a few more. So if you head over to CaribbeanPot.com/cookbooks, there will be cookbooks there ready for you all. And if you wait till the end of the video, yeah, I'm going to force you to watch the video, or fast forward, I'll give you a discount code. For those same cookbooks, you can get a discount. All right? In my slow cooker here now, I just removed it from the actual machine. I'm just going to scrape all of that marinade that was left back on the plate. Yeah, I'm just going to toss that on there. If you recall, I asked you guys not to wash the plate yet. Okay, that's going to go into the sink. What I have is all of that lovely liquid. Just going to pour that in there. Now it's all about flavor as well. I know that the jerk marinade it has a fair amount of sodium or salt. I'm still going to go with a bit of salt. For that balance, remember I said I wanted the heat and the sweet and all those different things. I want some brown sugar in there. I want a couple bay leaves. I'm going to go back in with some of the flavors that's in a good jerk marinade, and that is fresh thyme. Speaking about flavors, we've got some more of that pimento, but in this case we call pimento seed or pimento berries. Just going to toss that in. And for additional flavor, what I have here is oranges, celery, texture and flavor, and onion. So I'm just going to toss that all over, like so. And if you wanted to put the oranges and all that below, that's totally up to you. What's going to happen in the slow cooker is the heat is going to create steam, it's going to create moisture, and that's going to keep working away in a circle, because remember, this is going to be closed, and it's going to keep the meat nice and moist. And the oranges, the bay leaf, the flavors from the celery, the thyme, the allspice that we added in there, all of those things are going to perfume the pork. So I got it on 4-5 hours. Just gonna put the lid on it now. And like I said, if you wanted to do it on low, I would start low 8 hours. All I'm gonna do now is let that do its thing. Later on, if I wanted to, I can move everything around in there. But for now, let that come back up to the temperature and stuff like that. And one of the other reasons why we started it first on a stovetop is to help this slow cooker gets up to temperature faster, rather than putting a cold piece of meat in there. Yeah, the internal temperature is still very cold, but the point is we kick-started things. We're at the 3-hour mark, so I want to show you what happened. I have stirred it around a little bit in the meanwhile. You can see I moved everything around the sort of sides of the perimeter of the pork. What I want to do now is to flip everything over, because the bottom, because it's sitting in the liquid, it will become tender faster than the 1 inch or so that's sitting higher up. Hoping not to make an incredible mess. Just gonna be a bit gentle, flip that down, move that around, and now the oranges, the thyme, the celery, all the flavor ingredients are really infusing into the pork now. And this is why, you know, I mentioned earlier, you don't necessarily have to marinate this overnight. However, if you do marinate it overnight, well, yeah, you're gonna get a better product at the end. So the lid's gonna go back on. I'm gonna snap everything back into place and let that go for the remaining couple hours. We are at the 4.5 hour mark, and I'll be honest with you, after I checked it the last time there prior to filming it, it is really tender. Yeah, some of it is falling apart almost like pulled pork. So what I will do now, 4.5 hours later on that high setting, I am going to be very gentle in removing it. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to take the gravy, all that sauce on the inside there. I'm going to strain it so I have the pure gravy without the orange and the thyme and all that stuff like that and the bay leaf. After which I'm going to reduce it down a little to concentrate the flavors. So if I'm making a sandwich, I'm going to use that, so almost like a jus, almost like a sauce that's going to pour onto my sandwich. If I'm eating this with coconut rice, that's going to be my sort of gravy as well. Roasted potatoes, yam, dashing cassava, you can do the same thing. The point is, remove it, set it aside, get the gravy out, strain it and reduce it, or keep it as it is. And there we go. Allow it to rest for about 10 minutes or so before you start slicing it through the bottom part here, which was thinner. You can see it's starting to fall apart, it's starting to shred. But here you'll be able to slice because it was a thicker piece of meat. Of course, the bone is in the center. And you see that skin and fat there? That thing is going to be so nice and tender and juicy. Here is the sort of sauce that was left back. I reduced it by about maybe about 20%, nothing more than about 20%. Taste it, adjust the salt in there if you want to add some more brown sugar to balance off the heat from the spicy nature of the jerk. And that's it. Oven roasted jerk pork. I hope you guys get an opportunity to give this one a try. It's incredible. Sandwiches or as a side protein to any sort of side dish that you usually eat roasted pork with. I'm going, all right? Let me go and make a sandwich. I'm hungry.